before we start baking, you might want to use these ingredients. Hello, and today my name is Annie Hill, and today we're going to be making black bottom cupcakes. This is our first episode of Hillside Baking, and I hope that it will go great. Okay, so first what you want to do is get a 12 lined cupcake, a 12 cupcake pan, and you want to line it with cupcake liners. And so you just put them in like that. Next, I'm just going to put this aside, and I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so now I'm going to make a filling for these cupcakes. So what I first do is I take a medium bowl, and I'm going to put the cream cheese. I'm going to take my sugar.
Let's go retail.
My egg, my one egg.
Actually, I'm gonna go retail.
And that's all. And now I'm going to mix it. You put the lime in the coconut and shake it all up.
That's your commercial.
Okay. So now I'm basically just gonna, it might take a while because the cream cheese is still, okay, looks like the cream cheese is like soft now. It took me not too long, but in the process it may look like it's not getting creamy, but it will get creamy eventually. So now I'm just gonna put it aside, and I'm going to move on to the cupcakes. Oh. Can I have a cupcake? I haven't baked them yet. I'll tell you when, okay? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now I'm going to take a bowl, and I'm going to combine the water. That spilled a little bit. The water, the oil, vanilla, and the balsamic vinegar. And I'm just gonna stir that with a spoon. Okay. Now that that's stirred, I'm going to put this aside. It's a little bit bubbly, but that's okay. And in another bowl, I'm going to mix the flour. This is all the dry ingredients, and that was the wet ingredients. The flour, the cocoa, and the baking soda. Where's that baking soda? Oh, and the salt. I combined that because I didn't have another bowl, but that's okay. The baking soda, sugar, and salt. So I already added the salt, and now I'm adding the sugar. Now I'm just gonna stir that together in another spoon. That looks pretty. It's like chocolate and white chocolate, dark chocolate. Huh? So now that that's pretty much whisked together, just want to get the bottoms, because that's where a lot of the sugar hides. Now I'm going to pour these wet ingredients that we stirred earlier into these dry ingredients that we just stirred. Looks a little bit funny. And now I'm just going to stir this until it's smooth. Okay, so now I have my batter nice and smooth, and I scraped the edges a couple times. That really helps. And I had to switch spoons because my other spoon was really small. So now we're going to take the muffin pans that we lined with the cupcake liners, and we're just gonna do about 3/4 full, so that's not, so about like 3/4. That's the exact same thing. But here, I'll just show you how to do it first. And I'm gonna use a smaller spoon just to like put it in there. Like that. You might want to like do at least 2 average soup spoons. So I'm just gonna get that. I'm gonna use another spoon to just scrape that. Okay, so I've got one, and now I'm gonna go on to the next one. Okay, so now I've filled all of my cupcake liners, and before we move on to the next step, I just want to say that I forgot to mention this before, but this batch makes 24 cupcakes. So that means that I don't have another cupcake pan right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this batch, and then I'm going to use the extra batter, and I'm going to fill it with this onto the cupcake pan again. So now let's move on to the next step. So since you have your cupcakes lined, what you want to do is you want to take a tablespoon of your cheesecake filling, and you just want to put it right into the center. So I'm just gonna do it like that, and I'm just gonna put it in. So I'm just gonna take an extra spoon here, just to scrape it. Okay, so now it's practically in the center, and so I'm gonna do another. But when you're baking, you want to check on your cupcakes, and you want to make sure that the cupcake is rising around the cream cheese, around the cheesecake filling. So I'm just gonna scrape that into the middle, and I'm just going to continue doing this until we get to the last cupcake. Okay, so now I have filled all the cupcake liners with these cream cheese, with the cheesecake filling. Now, I think I already said this, but the cupcake will rise around the cream cheese filling. So, if you're noticing, I have my my bowl's not empty, but that's because I'm only doing 12 right now. But when these are finished, I'll go around and I'll do the other batch. So next, you just want to take your 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and you just want to sprinkle them onto the cream cheese filling and around your cupcake. But I thought that it would be cute if I made like a little paw print. So I'm just gonna take that, and I'm going to do mine, and I'm just gonna or you could do like a flower like that. I'm just gonna do all different designs. You don't even have to do design. You can just sprinkle a couple on, like that. So that's all you do. Okay, so now that I've put all the chocolate chips onto my cupcakes, I'm going to put them into the oven for about 25 minutes. So my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm just going to stick them in there. So I'll see you in 25 minutes. Okay, so my alarm just went off for the cupcakes, and so now I'm going to check on them. So it looks like I added a little bit too much cream cheese filling, or cheesecake, you can call it whatever you want. But if your cupcakes turn out different than this, that is okay too. Okay, so here's a close-up of my cupcakes. Now, they weren't as good as they could have been, but they still come out really nice, and I'm really excited to look forward to eating them. So I'm just gonna let these cool for a little bit, because some people, if you don't like mushy cupcakes and like they get all like too hot and they're a little bit mushy and they're hard to hold, you want them to cool. So here I am on my deck, and my first batch of cupcakes just finished cooling. It didn't really get out of the wrapper very well, but that's okay. And my other batch, my other 12, is in the oven, but I can't stop eating this. It's so good. So I'm just gonna try the frost, like I haven't eaten it all together. So I'm gonna try it. It's really good. I like how, the cupcake is a little bit dry, but the cream cheese or the cheesecake filling, it makes it more like moist. And that is why you should bake these cupcakes. And thank you for watching.